It's Speak It Thursday, and I'm back. It's your girl Shuli. We are back for another conversation. I'm excited about this one because we haven't had this conversation at all. We've talked about women and our mental health, and we've talked about men and their mental health. We've talked about so many things, and we know with everything that's going on in the world today, people are really upset because the state of Texas made a ruling, and I don't understand why people are so concerned about what's going on with women's vaginas. But we're going to talk about how to heal, how to grow, how to take care of ourselves, how to renew our feminine energy. Our guest tonight is Monique, or we're going to call her Mo. She is the founder of Motivate Your Womb in DeSoto, Texas. She is an intuitive womb healer. And guess what? Nobody can share your story like you can share your story. So we're going to bring her on up, and you're going to give her a warm speak it welcome. Hi, Mo.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing really good. Really good. It's been a good day.
Yes, thank you so much for shutting down the shop. I know people are there trying to get their products, and I
They're
thank
peeking. They're peeking through the window now.
tell them like, hey, tune in live. That's the only way you can find out some information and come back tomorrow.
Yes.
But no, for real, thank you so much. I am just excited that you're here. And we have guests from Dallas, Texas. We have Monroe, Louisiana in the house. We have Houston, Texas in the house. And they're welcoming you to Speak It.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate you for having me on. Anytime we could talk about the womb space, the vagina space, the woman, the beautiful creator, I'm always in.
Yes. So let's get into it then. So tell us about Motivate Your Womb and your journey to being an intuitive womb healer.
Okay. In 2017, I was diagnosed with fibroid tumors and ovarian cysts. Throughout the process, I had different blood transfusions. The doctors wanted to give me a hysterectomy. I had a myomectomy, which where they do like a C-section cut to remove the tumor. So when people ask me, do you have kids? I'm like, yeah, I had a fibroid tumor, baby, because it was that big. And I just know after I had surgery, it didn't work. The fibroids did grow back, and I had another blood transfusion. So I had to take my health into my own hands. And honestly, at that time, I didn't know what to do. And I think the first thing I thought was like diet. But my friend introduced me to natural herbs that I can drink and yoni steam with, which is a very old tradition. And that really was a game changer. So I'm in 18 and 19, I really dove into different herbs, yoni steam facilitator, herbalist, and that led to being a doula and an intuitive womb healer, which means ever since I was a little girl, I can feel energy, but who knows what that is, at that age, if you don't have anyone to tell you. So I've always been sensitive to a lot of people and a lot of energy, so I will always pull back. So with the intuitive womb healer, it's like coming into play because someone can come into my center or I can be somewhere and I just I'm like, let me just talk to her. And then next thing you know, she's telling me like, yeah, I have this, or I'm dealing with imbalanced hormones. It's just something that I'm feeling. So I did not want that name at first, intuitive womb healer, but I have to accept, who I am and what I do.
That's that's first of all your story and your journey. It started with your struggle, but it seems like your struggle pushed you into purpose.
Yes.
And that's powerful. So how's your journey going now
My
with your own healing?
my journey is every day. I know a lot of times people will come into the center or they will see me out and they just assume everything was okay. I'm like, no, I still have fibroids and I have a cyst that actually grew a couple of weeks ago on my right ovary. So that I am being taking full responsibility for that. I can't even get the word out because I did get comfortable. This is an everyday journey, and once you get comfortable, things can go left. So I wanted to just eat what I wanted to eat, drink whatever I wanted to do. And then next thing you know, like, okay, so you want to do that. You don't want to take care of your womb space and your vagina and your overall health and do what you want, then we're going to grow. And that's what happened. So every day is a struggle. I don't hide that. I am not perfect, and I'm not one of those people who I have to do this, and this, and this every day that I wake up. It's just based on how I feel, and I just want to, accept myself and love myself, and just do something, a small, bigger step every day.
Oh, so again, you said a lot. First of all, you were very transparent about your journey because sometimes when you're in the space of being the professional or the healer, we don't want to talk about our personal struggles. So I feel like people can definitely relate to that, and it probably just helps what you do even more.
Yeah.
And then you're talking about sometimes we just don't want to do the work, but tell us, what's that work, right?
So
What
the
does
work
that look like?
is, I'm just going to use this as an example because I hear it so much. Because I used to do it as well. I want kids. I'm like, okay, and I'll ask, what do you want for your womb space? What do you want for your vagina? I want kids. What do you want for your womb space? What do you want for your vagina? Because here's the thing about kids and conceiving. We can't wait till the last minute to take care of our womb space and vagina. We do that a lot. I don't think it's intentional, but women, we do that a lot. We wait to the last minute. Well, what about preparing your womb space to be in a healthy and happy space already? Because you can want a baby, but we're not really right up here, and then we're definitely not right with our womb space. So that's what the work is, just identifying and being realistic. Every day we have to make ourselves happy. Every day we have to do something to do to be healthy. I'm not a gym person. You're never going to catch me in the gym. You may catch me walking, and I love to hike. So what is it? What do we like outside of kids, outside of family and sisters and brothers and husband? What do we really want? Because when you ask someone that, they speak about someone else. I want babies, or I want my kids, and I want my husband, I want my wife to. No, what is it that you want? Have you taken the time to really speak to your womb? Put your hands on your womb space, your stomach. We don't do that.
That's good. What do you want for your room? And that's the question. Like you said, you want kids, and we'll put out all of those things, but the whole time we're accusing our body. That's something I learned, that we can become the accuser of our bodies. And so you're talking about how to take care and nurture and make your womb happy. So
Right.
can you tell us some more things that will help to nurture your womb? Is there something that we can say when we put our hands on our womb, or tell us how to make our womb happy and
So
motivate?
yeah, so when you wake up in the morning, it won't be every day. We're human. But when you wake up in the morning, put your hands on your womb space. Put your hands on your womb space and just touch. That is your womb, your digestive system, your sacral chakra. That is your creativity. So thank you, womb. I appreciate you. What can we do today to remain happy and healthy? Are you okay? Because you can be good mentally, but your womb space, that's a whole different story. So you can say affirmations. I am happy. I am healthy. I will have a great reproductive system. I forgive any trauma that I may have had. I release trauma. You are the source. You are the gift, and I love you. And this is something you can say when you first wake up, or you can look in the mirror, because that's hard to do now. Your self reflection, that's hard to do. So that's one. And then I love yoni steaming. And a lot of people may ask, well, what is yoni steaming? It's infused herbs. So I make different blends. And actually, it's myself, my oldest sister, and my good friend. She's a master herbalist and registered nurse. So only the three of us can make these blends and make them with great intentions. So if someone is dealing with, I'm just throwing out stuff, PCOS, bacteria, infertility, menopause, vaginal dryness, extra moist, and we have all these different blends. So you can yoni steam, in which I help you, walk you through. I make different yoni washes, so that will help if anyone's dealing with any type of odor or anything. And eating our fruits and dark leafy greens, so blueberries, avocados, sweet potatoes, and all this help with lubrication as well. So
Okay, so you're getting into some really good conversation. And with the yoni steaming, I'm saying yoni, but is yoni?
Yoni, but say it however you say it. I don't like restrictions, and when people come in here, I'm like, "Well, I have to do this." And no, you don't. No, you don't. You do whatever you say, whatever you want to say.
Okay. Now tell us a little bit about the history of it, because of course we've heard so much more about it in the recent times. And I had the first experience, I think in 2016, I got my first yoni steam, and I was like, hey, I'm taking care and all of that. But I didn't really talk about it. It was so very new. So tell us a little bit about the history.
So for the history, it started out in places like Haiti, Asia, Africa, India, all these different places, and if you sometimes you can see that outside the America, people are healthy, they're active, and so they would do this for women who after birth that had kids. However, in China, men steam too, and just to make sure they have their prostate in order. But here, it's a little bit different for men. I do have men clients, but they don't want to do anything to make it seem like they're one way and not the other. But so that is the history of it. And in certain places, like in Jamaica, they would um, do the yoni steaming, but not with the correct herbs. So they would sit over. It's like a hot, and it's like steaming. It's like you're burning and squirming. So with me, I teach not only the history, but what herbs I'm using and why we're using this herb. Or you can yoni steam, but you also can drink these herbs as well. And a lot of people don't know that.
Okay, so about the herbs, just to give us an idea, of course, we're not asking for your recipe, but can you
You
give us
can.
an idea?
That's
Okay.
yeah. I'm not. I don't keep a secret because
Okay.
at the end of the day, no one can make it how we make it. So,
Okay. Yeah, what type of herbs are we talking about, like
so,
that will help to nurture in?
so like, let's just say we can use lemon balm. And someone who's pregnant, they can drink lemon balm as well. But lemon balm is good to remove like any viruses or bacteria. You have nettle for like nourishment. So, a lot of people, they like the yoni eggs and yoni pearls, and the yoni pearls is for detoxing. I'm a nourishment person because I'm like, if we detox, what's coming back? What are we putting back in there? So you're
Hmm.
going to remove good and bad bacteria, then you're going to have a bacteria infection or dryness, and we don't want to go there.
So
That's
pearls, eggs, and we have the steam. Do those go together?
do what? I'm sorry.
So you said you have the pearls, you have the eggs, and you have the yoni steam.
No, so I don't do the pearls because I'm not. I don't want to say I'm not in full support, but I'll say this: I'm not in full support of the lack of knowledge,
Okay.
because women assume like, okay, I can use the yoni pearls and it's going to remove everything. It's going to detox everything. No, we don't need to detox everything. We need some good bacteria too to keep these juices flowing. So I don't sell them. I do sell the yoni eggs, but not the pearls because the lack of the information, and it's just not. I don't have the energy to, because so many people just think one thing. I'm like, let me stay in my lane with the herbs and yoni steams. Um, Raspberry leaf, that is really good, especially if one trying to conceive, but just to have healthy nutrients and healthy blood flow. So it's so many different herbs, and I go over them with my clients depending on the form that they fill out. Because one thing about it, if they steam with me and then they go somewhere else, they need to know what's good and what's not, and when to ask questions.
When do you know, or how do you tell someone maybe you should go to the doctor versus steaming, or is it steaming or steaming and the
So
doctor?
let's just say someone has an STD. I Although I feel like herbs can cure everything, that is, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a gynecologist, I'm not even a nurse. That's not my specialty. So I would give you the herbs that could possibly help, but I recommend them to go to the doctor. That is what they went to school for, that is what they know. Go to the doctor. You can get started on any type of medication that you need. In the meantime, I'm going to give you a bag of herbs that you can take home. So while you're taking this medication, because sometimes medication can cause the yeast and bacteria too. So while you're taking that, you can also yoni steam so that you are really shifting energy that you don't need and really just giving your vagina and womb space the love that it needs. And then two, I don't want anyone to feel sad or embarrassed or anything like that. I've heard it all, and it doesn't bother me. And this is the place I want you to come in here to talk to me, so that way I can give my opinion. Not saying it's right or wrong, but you can go to the doctor. So, and steam. But um, let's just say menopause, vaginal dryness. We have a blend called wet wet,
Oh, come
and
on, wet, wet.
yes, wet wet. And this one is really good. I have a client. She is 65. Her and her husband had split because just the sex had really, the intimacy affected their relationship. So we started her on the regimen of coming every week to get this wet wet blend. So then like a couple weeks went by and I didn't see her. I'm like, oh, let me do a follow-up call. So she's like, oh no, I'm gonna come in. So she came in just cheesing and smiling. I'm like, what's going on with you? She's like, well, my husband and I are back together, even though we live in separate houses, but it's down the street. And she said, we've been having so much sex, Mo. And I'm like, things like that make me so happy because you had this woman who felt like because she went through menopause that she wasn't supposed to have sex. It's not so.
Whew. This is good. I'm going to read a quick comment from
Okay.
Misha Granado. Hi, Misha. She was our guest last time, and we were talking about self-love. And so now we're talking about loving our womb. So this is a good series. All right. She says, I love this. Many women only touch their stomach when judging and complaining that it is not as flat as they want it. But to
Yeah.
embrace it from a space of gratitude changes the way we view it. That's good
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
have waist beads here too. I design them, and then my friend in Nigeria makes them. So when people come in, I have to redirect their energy. Oh, I need something to make me lose weight. I said, it's not the place for you. But if you want to empower, embrace, accept your feminine energy, and create, and just be bold and be yourself, whoever that is, I have many waist beads for you. So I don't do trends too much. I try not to anyway. But for that, I stand firm on that.
So do the waist beads you sell, do they have a particular energy or meaning?
Yeah, so when I receive them, so I design them with no name in mind. And I'll send them over to my friends. So I'll receive them. And I just look at, it's a little weird, but I look at them, I sage them, I touch them. And I was like, how do I want to feel? Or what have I felt in the past that have brought me down? So, like, one, and I'm just looking around here, we have one called I'm Busy Healing and Shit. I have another one with I'm feeling sexy and shit because this is summer collection still. I have another one empowered pussy. However, we have teenagers. I'm totally aware of that, so I want these young girls to feel good about themselves too. So we have grounding, sacral chakra. We have clear thinking, um,
Take
womb
us to
create.
it. Give us a tour. I see you looking back there. Take us
God, I'm like, let me look at
please, and then show us the ones that match these names. I'm feeling
Okay.
empowered and shit. Thank you.
Okay, so we'll start with first of all. Hey, everyone, look around. This is the place. So this one, let me know if you can see it, is
I
I'm
do.
busy. I'm busy healing and shit. And then this one is a vagina mood. Empower and protect my vagina mood. And this one is like I'm fucking creative. But we may have like something like this, a protective eye. I see through bullshit. And womb creativity and like ability to manifest. I create my own happiness. The list goes on and on.
I love it. I love it. So do you wear them yourself?
I do. I wear them. Oops, sorry. Yes, I wear them, and right now I only have on one. It's an orange one for the sacral chakra. But I feel like I'm healing so much with my womb space that it's now time to move to the root chakra, which is going to be red. And because if you think about it, when you have a crack in your, your floor, your concrete, people, you can't buy a house like that. You can't. It's going to shift everything. So we have to have stern and firm foundation. So I'm actually going to have a ocean healing spiritual bath release in California. So I'm planning that for my root chakra.
Ooh, when is this?
You said when?
Yeah, when?
I think it's going to be November 6th. So 116 is like a new journey, a new path, accept who you are. And so I'm going to have, it's going to be like 7 to 10 people, limited cell phones, because this is not a show. This is real life. This is me cleansing and accepting myself as being powerful and strength, you know, and connect the two. Because a lot of times we don't want to accept, or we're ashamed of the gifts that we have because what other people think. Well, I don't want to seem cocky and I don't want to seem like I'm all that, but I am. I am. So
All of the things. And so we have a Facebook user. And if you are a Facebook user, I think I know who you are based on the conversation. You might have to register so we can see your name. But Facebook user, who I think is Toya Walk, she said, I need that wet wet.
I online motivateyourwomb.com, and you can order there. If you're in the Dallas area, then you can come to the center, but we'll get it together for you.
Yes. And so we have people that are saying, I love this, I love it. And then the question is, can you combine the waist speeds?
I personally don't, but you can. And again, when it comes to restriction and what we can and can't do, you can do, you're the creator, you're the source. You can do whatever it is you want to do. So when you come in and you see one or two, like, okay, Mom, I want to combine these, do it. You don't have to
Right?
ask for permission. You're asking for permission. There's no permission here. You do what you want to do.
That's good. Misha says that ooh la la. She says I wear 6 currently, never taken off since put on. That's dope. These are beautiful. I'm going to purchase. I know I need to go ahead and lock in. You need to son Taylor, she's interested. And Facebook user, I had to study some chakras when I was in massage therapy school. So
Wow.
yeah, that's real. So let's talk more about that. So for the people who don't really understand chakras and balancing and energy, can we like go ahead and move the conversation into a feminine energy talk and just balancing in general?
Yes. So I want to say, my good friend Thais, she's from Manny, Louisiana. She lives here. So she is our instructor. And we teach chakra classes. I think next month we have a root chakra, I think. But we all have energy, and we have the intimate energy, then we have the 6 foot out energy. So like if we're walking and someone is behind us, we're like, what? What's going? Is somebody walking behind me? And they didn't touch you, so how did you feel that? That is the energy. So with the chakras, it's aligned, and we have so many more, but the main ones is going to be from the crown, the third eye, the throat, and the heart chakra, solar plexus, the sacral, and the root. And so with these things, they do all different things, from the way that we see things, what we say, for the solar plexus, to how we make decisions, how we feel about ourselves, creativity. So it's just so much, and I don't want to overwhelm anyone, but we just need to know that energy is real. It doesn't have anything to do with religion, which people get it confused and they want to know more because they're feeling these things. You can be a person who strongly feel energies when you're in the room and shut down, or someone can trigger you from something that happened years ago and you don't know why. It's energy. So it doesn't have anything. Let's take out religion and everything else. This is just real life, how it is. So that's what the chakra energy is. And then Taishi does the chakra alignment. So in the meditation room on the other side, she would have different crystals and protection and all of those things. So with that, the feminine energy, we have to be able to um, accept ourselves. And that's something I struggle with. I have a lot of masculine energy because I create so much. And when I create, I don't really ask. I create and I go. And with the feminine energy, I should be able to create and really enjoy and nourish and think about a little bit more. And I don't do that. So it's a struggle. But when I do most vagina talks, that is me channeling my feminine energy. So I'm just learning uh, what that is for me and how do I accept it in, in evolve with it.
Yes. What are the best ways to increase or enhance, maximize feminine energy? So, like you said, in this world that we live in today, and we are in the doing space, and we know
Mhm.
that feminine energy is more being, but
Yeah.
how do we, yeah, help us?
So one, breathing, breathing with your hands over your womb space, breathing. And so you can, and a lot of times when we breathe from our chest. That's how you have panic attacks and you can't catch yourself. And a lot of people don't know when you breathe, your belly's supposed to come out when you inhale and then belly in as you exhale. So one, breathing. Another way that I struggle with too, so I do private classes with this, is sensual dancing. I am a sensual person, but sensual movement, yeah, sensual movement. I have, if other people are around, I have a hard time doing that because I'm struggling with that sacral chakra and these lower chakras. So that's a reality for me. But I will do private dance classes. And I'm like, oh, I feel like I'm moving a little better in my hips because we hold a lot of energy in our hips. When you get stressed or even when you laugh, like, oh, you made my stomach hurt. That is energy that we're holding um there, but we also hold a lot of love and creativity. And so outside of the womb space, outside of kids, we can create. So it's just those little things, being outside in nature, looking at the sun, looking at the sky, sitting there, allowing the breeze, journaling, just all these different things that you can embrace your feminine energy.
So it's nothing major that you have to do to embrace or renew it. It's just literally just leaning in.
Yes, leaning in.
Okay. A son Taylor says, you know, I love my belly dancing. Me too. So is there a particular type of dance? Can you do pole dancing, belly dancing? Is it a special kind of?
No, you could do any type of dancing. So when you, not to make it a race thing, but you know how white people, they move, they offbeat, they're moving. However, they move, they just move, and we need to embrace that just a little bit more. Just move. Don't think about how this person is moving, how the beat is going. How are we feeling inside? Because it can be a fast song, and all of a sudden you just, why are you moving so slow? This is just how I'm feeling. It's just how I'm feeling. And
Good.
that's what it is. So even with the belly dancing, the sensual dance, hip hop dance, it's just moving. Because if when me, I hold a lot of people energy because I have so many different clients that have been raped or infertility or miscarriage, or they just looking for themselves. So I hold a lot of energy, but sometimes I hold it too much and I'm like, oh damn, I'm cramping. And so sometimes I have to move
Hmm.
it. But for me, I love meditation. So I'm able to sway and breathe and all these things.
Shayla says yes for the dancing. I agree. So when it comes to the feminine energy, is there a sexual component that we need to consider with that?
So I started last year during when everything was shut down, March 2020. I woke up and I said, I'm going to talk about vaginas today. And that's how that went. That started a whole different lane for me. Most Vagina Talks 201. The reason why it's called 201 because it is not cookie cutter. It's not explicit, but it's not cookie cutter. So, what is your vagina mood? And if people say, huh? What is
Exactly.
your vagina mood? When is your vagina happy, sad, tired, sleepy, depressed? What is it? And that's connected to your womb space. What is your vagina mood? So you can be mentally like, oh, I'm good, I'm having a good day. And then your vagina mood is, oh, this yeast infection is kicking my ass. So what's your vagina mood? And we have to be able to identify those things and make that connection from
How do
whoever
you identify and make that connection?
you
Because, like
have to,
you said,
a
I'm
self-assessment. Like right now, whoever is on a self-assessment, what have you done for your vagina lately?
Mm. What? Okay, so take us through it. Can you take us through a quick
Yeah,
little exercise, this
yeah.
assessment?
Okay. So right now we're sitting and whoever's watching, your vagina right now is, do you feel like I have like a little. Let me start with this. You know how like we get ready to get sick and we get like a scratchy throat, and we know like, oh, I feel like I'm getting ready to get sick. I feel a scratchy throat, and then we take something. Do you have a scratchy vagina? It did something you eat, something you how you washed your clothes, or someone you had sex with that you start like, oh, I feel a little scratchy there. A lot of people wait until you have a full on bacteria or yeast infection. They're at the doctor and was like, well, how long you been noticing this? Well, I noticed this like 3 weeks ago when you had a scratchy vagina. That was your mood, a scratchy vagina. Now, when I woke up this morning, I was like, I feel so good. Just mentally, I just felt so good. I'm like, what's going on with my vagina? How you feeling, girl? And she was like, I don't want to wear panties today. That's my, I'm like, no, I don't want to wear panties today. Let me just go out and be free. And, or sometimes if it gets hot in the building, I'm like, oh, I got a hot vagina, or, a good one. Or if you work a lot, you could have a sleepy or tired vagina. Or if someone hurt your feelings, or spouse, girlfriend, boyfriend, I have a depressed vagina. Now, I'll say the P word sometimes, but the vagina. And we have to be able to identify those things. And we're not taught to. We're not raised to. So most vagina talks 201. That's how we recognize. And it can be, you could just throw out word. Everyone could just drop the first word to come to mind. How's your vagina feeling? Don't overthink it. How's your vagina feeling? Just throw it out the word. Throw it out.
Excited. Okay, so we're assessing our vagina, and that's true because we can get so disconnected and going back to again being accusers of our bodies, taking care of everybody else, but then we get disconnected in that way. So this is good. So how do you feel? And you asked that question earlier. What do you want? What is it? How did you phrase that? What does your vagina want? Or what do you want for your vagina?
What do you want for your womb? What do you want for your vagina? And what is your vagina mood? She could be like, Mo, I don't know. She's doing something I don't know. Not that anything is wrong, but like, I don't know. I didn't talk to her. I have a disconnection there. That's a vagina mood, disconnection.
Now, and you said something too, disconnection. Okay, so that goes back to one of the things that I put in the introduction for this when I started thinking about the topic. There's so much shame and guilt around our sexuality and our female reproductive organs in general. And you mentioned vagina, and what do we call it? So it's been called so many things. Can you talk a little bit about becoming one in the language that we use to even express it? Because I'm having a hard time even saying pussy. Like that feels so weird for me.
Oh, I said,
I'm like,
whoa. It flips off. So
P-word.
I know. So we've been taught that vagina is an ugly word. We've been taught that vaginas are not pretty. No vagina looks alike. One of my friends just yesterday, she's like, yeah, I don't know what they were doing. She's like, yeah, my friend has like the ugliest vagina. I said, every vagina is beautiful and everyone is different. Some have small lips, some have big lips, some have a small clitoris, some are big, some just whatever. They're all different. So vagina is such a beautiful word. And we have to, and I'm a firm believer in this, touch your vagina. Not saying you have to masturbate, even though masturbate and manifesting, that's my thing. But, just touch. What does she look like?
In that. Okay, go ahead.
But do you know how many women who don't look at their vagina? They have no idea what it looks like. No idea. And we have to embrace and empower. And that's why I make, design these waist beads and make these washes and the yoni steam, because we have to feel beautiful down below our vagina. We should be feeling so beautiful, because when you have a womb or vagina disconnection, I think I just posted this like a couple of days ago, you not only does it affect your intimacy, but how you think, what you say, and the relationship that you have with your family, friends, and spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. It affects all of that.
This is Lenitra Davis. Hi, Lenitra. You have to register. So yes, Winfield is in the building yet again. So yes, being open and talking about it. What do you think about giving your vagina a name? Does that help? in
You
the
can
connection?
give a name. I keep mine raw. She is a vagina. She is a beautiful yoni flower because it looks like a flower. The rose that just come up and then it opens up. So you can give a name, but I think the name is too comfortable. Too comfortable because names like Punani and with cat and all these things, and we're circling around what it is, and that's a vagina. We will not say vagina. We will not say pussy. Will not, but we'll say cat.
Kitty, snatch. I heard
No.
a woman say one time, tanti. Now, of course, WAP.
Yeah, wow. No, I have a vagina, and I have a healthy one. Sometimes she go through some things, but a healthy one. I talk to her. I understand her. Sometimes I may not understand it. If I don't, I'm like, okay, let me go yoni steam. Let me breathe. Let me figure out what is going on, with her. But no, it's a vagina, and it's beautiful.
Okay, okay, they are
Fat ma.
going fat mom. Toya walks in, fat mom. I've never heard of that before. And the son Taylor says cookie jar. Okay, we've heard cookie jar. This is hilarious. So women have questions, and I want to kind of get into some of those. But is there
Okay.
something else? Um, so we talked about struggling with vaginal dryness and odor, and
Mhm.
then also, what do you have to say for a woman as it relates to sexuality, sensuality, who does not feel comfortable exploring like new sex positions and that kind of thing? So do you have any advice for this woman?
Yes. So a lot of people, and first of all, there's nothing wrong with that. It's a lot of women like that. But a lot of times, when women feel that way, they don't masturbate. They don't touch themselves. We have to be able to be comfortable with touching ourselves and pleasing ourselves and saying, as you masturbate, what do you want for you? If it's something, okay, I want prosperity, I want abundance of cash flow. Um, I want to be the best me that I can be while you're climaxing. Masturbate and state your affirmation. So a lot of people, when they don't explore, it could be something that they have experienced. A lot of times when with sex, especially with our partner, we just do. We don't say what we like, or either I have dealt with this before. Hey, I don't like this when you do this. But if you do this, then I like it. No, 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 you're gonna like it. I'm gonna show you that you're gonna like it. And we accept that. So the vagina mood is just you accepted something that you don't even like. That's not how it's supposed to work. So a lot of times when we don't explore, when we don't do, a lot of times it's us. It's just how we feel, or someone has made us feel, and we can't do that. So explore by yourself. Well, who say you need a person? Explore. How are you moaning? Do you moan? Are you quiet? Are you breathing heavy? When you're having sex or when you're masturbating, control your breathing a little bit more. It's going to give you the best orgasm that you've ever had in your life. Because when let's just say someone's using a toy, just automatically like, breathe. Breathe. You are in control. Breathe. And so then you're going to be like, oh, wait, my hips went this way for some reason. I was moving this way. And you sometimes like, wait, how did I move like that? Because you just let it be and you explore. So that's what I would say for someone who doesn't want to explain.
Okay, so then what advice would you have for a woman who, like you said, she also has a hard time achieving orgasm to get to that space?
A lot of times we try to achieve it with someone else. It's all based on self. I have a lot of women. I'm 30, I'll be 39. So 39 to I'll say 49. A lot of women have not had an orgasm. I think I had one, but I don't know if I had one. This is what they're saying. I think I had one, but how I didn't see anything come out. And so I'm like, well, if you touch yourself, you would know, do you have a lot? Do you have a little? Do you naturally come like that? Are you lubricated enough? Do you need assistance with some vegan lubrication? Like, what is it that you need? But again, it all goes back to society. We're not to say vagina, pussy. We're not to touch ourselves. We're not to do anything. But if a man says, um, I want to do this, and you know you don't really like it, and we're not using that throat chakra to say, no, I don't like that. So you can get up, you know, or something like that. So we have to just be in tune with ourselves. And that's why I have these different classes of these chakras, because it teaches you to embrace who you are and really stand firm with family and friends. People will try you, and family are the first ones. They will try you. So we have to,
Mhm.
without being so angry. It's another thing, especially in the Black community, our communication is off. We're angry, or that's the only way we know to communicate is to shout. Uh,
Mhm.
and nobody learns anything.
Ooh, this is good. Good, good, good talk. I feel like it's something that's necessary. And I want to make sure that I go through the questions. There's more. I want to talk about you being a doula, but I want to make sure we've covered
Okay.
the sex talk. Is there something else or another question or anything else? So we have two questions that we can ask our womb. Is there another question or anything that we can do to connect, motivate the womb, or promote healing?
Yeah, so I do womb stimulations. Womb stimulation is where I, you know, like, okay, your digestive system. I know everyone. I can't see everyone, but they could put their hand on their digestive piece right there. That is also your solar plexus. So a lot of times when we're stressed or anything, our food doesn't digest the way it's supposed to. And then a lot of times we may have severe cramping. So if you put your hand on your digestive system and then to your left, I want you to just go down and then press in. Go down and press in. And you're going to go all the way around till you come back to your digestive system. Go down and press. Move and then press. Move and press. Come back to your digestive system. So, massaging that womb space and those lower chakras, your digestive system and reproductive and your ovaries, that is moving blood flow. This is something that we can do at home, and a lot of women don't know. So, just that we're at our 9 to 5 or wherever and we're sitting, we need to be moving. We need to squeeze our hips. You know, that's how I do for my moms that's pregnant. But the womb stimulation is really, really big because I still get them. My friend, she's a licensed massage therapist, so she could say womb massage. I'm not, so it's a womb stimulation. And she would be in my behind because she's like, "Why are you holding energy right here? Why is this here? What did you take so your digestive system can work? You know, your colon space and clear the space out." So I'm like, I don't know. I didn't do what I was supposed to do. I got comfortable. So
Okay. Asan Taylor says great exercise to do with essential oils too. Yes,
yes.
Asan. She makes essential oils and
Mhm.
waist beads. She's dope. Y'all need to connect.
Yes, we do.
So you're telling us that our womb health is also tied to our digestive health,
Hmm.
also tied to our physical health in terms of moving around. You mentioned that earlier. And we talked about these berries and the things that are just so good and keep
Yes.
us nice and healthy. Now, one of the things you mentioned before, we don't necessarily consider fertility and taking care of our womb until at this time, we want to conceive. And then you might find that you have fertility issues. So, as women, how do we move past the when are you having a baby understanding that first, like in terms of that fertility issues exist? So people say that we think about it that when I get this, and this, and then I'll have a baby. And then you
Mhm.
find that you're in a time and a space where that is difficult. What advice do you have?
For that, that is very difficult. And that's kind of I don't want to say situation, but I'll be 39. I don't have any kids. And then I was like, okay, well, I want kids. And then you have people, when are you going to have kids? When are you going to have kids? So one, explaining is a privilege. That's number one. Explaining is a privilege. We don't have to explain to anyone. We don't have to answer anything. If you want to come up with the uh, verbiage for you to protect yourself and your energy, to explain in a short time, you can do that. But one, we have to continue to be happy, because if I get sad, which sometimes I do, if I get sad with, uh, I traveled the world, while I become a flight attendant, I should have had my kids young. That is negative energy, that is negative thinking, and that is manifesting within my womb. Therefore, I can never have kids because I'm being negative. So we need to continue to just think positive, continue to grow and create and what makes you happy. And I know that just sounds like a easy way out, but it's really true. It's true because if I'm thinking negative every single day, first of all, I would be a fraud. There's no way I can be a healer because I'm being negative every single day. It's my womb space. I'm never gonna have kids. And then my thought process now is, who said I have to have a child vaginally? I'm like, well, let me go adopt or IVF or all these. I'm being creative. What if I truly want a child and want someone I can grow with, they love me and I love them. It doesn't have to be a natural birth.
Indeed. And you mentioned some things too, raspberry leaves in the yoni steam or
Red
tea
clover.
of
Hmm.
clover. So yeah, tell us some things that if we're nurturing our womb in preparation
Hmm.
to actually even see if we can birth a child or conceive a child, what are some things that we can do from a dietary perspective?
So one, you can drink. I love tea. I love tea. So raspberry leaf, red clover, chaseberry, which is also called Vitex. That's really good, and we can drink these every single day. Um, Water fruit, so we can do watermelon. Of course, pineapple is the trendy one, so I try to find things outside the trend. Avocados, and a lot of times we don't even realize just the good foods that we like. So, no, I don't want to go vegan, and no, I don't want to do this. You don't have to. Think about, do you eat watermelon? Okay, increase. What kind of water are you drinking? Let's just increase the alkaline water. So these are the things that you can do to help your body to be in that healthy state, and your womb space and your vagina in the healthy space that it needs to. Make sure you have healthy mucus when you're ovulating. That's another thing. When you're ovulating, we need to be able to identify that. You're going to have mucus, healthy mucus, and is it going to be stringy or thick or what is it? And you may cramp a little bit sometimes when you ovulate, but these are things that we don't know or learn or embarrassed to know as women, and especially as teenagers.
Indeed. And so as I go, are there any foods to avoid?
Ooh, is,
Mm.
but for one, sugars. I love a Pepsi though. It's so bad. But different sugars and um anything. Well, a lot of things are processed. So this, I feel two ways about it. When I'm here, I don't eat pork or beef, and that's something I had to do for me because when I was eating it, it was so sluggish. I had irregular periods, so it just doesn't work for me. However, when I go to Africa, I'll eat like goat meat or something like that, and I love some goat meat there, but they don't have all of those processed foods. So that's why I never judge anyone whether they're vegan or not. It's just, please, this is what I say: do whatever you feel you need to do, whatever's healthy for you. Meal prepping is my friend. It helped me such many ways, but just be mindful and increase those good things that you're already eating.
Okay. Okay. I can't leave without even talking about the doula and things like that, but I must ask you to talk about womb baggage and how does that play a role in our womb health?
You know,
What is that?
womb baggage is, I'll use my personal life as an example. Me and my father has not always had the best relationship. So when I go to talk to, when I used to date, I would just take anything. And then someone may embarrass me or someone may use me. And I'm holding this wound back because I'm angry now. One, I feel like I'm ugly. I feel like I'm not shit. Well, excuse me. I feel like I'm not anything.
This is real conversation. You're good.
And so I'm holding this energy. Why am I angry? Why am I being triggered? Why am I don't want to be around so many people? I can't have a healthy conversation because I have all this wound baggage, this father things, and then I have mother issues, because I'm like, well, why you didn't make him do this and why you didn't do that? And just so many things that we're holding and we're connecting. Every time you have sex, everyone you touch someone's hand, every time someone touch you, that is baggage. That is wound baggage. So it's basically I didn't know how to release. So I do think that played a part too with me developing fibroid tumors. And now I think about it, it was signs when I was like 16, excessive hair with PCOS and balanced hormones. I've been having these issues for years, but I didn't know because it was normal. So that is the womb baggage. So that's why we do the womb stimulation. That is why we move, we dance, we sway, we meditate, we speak our positive womb affirmations to release that womb baggage.
Mm. Good stuff. Now, again, the only doula I know of is Erica Badu. Now you're number two. So talk
Erica
to us.
Badula.
Yes, Erica Badula. So tell us, what is a doula?
A doula is someone who emotionally support and physically to a pregnant mom couple or a transgender, just whatever the client that you deal with. I deal with all sorts of clients. And their support to know your birthing rights. Something as simple as you want the lights on when you birth, you want the lights off, you want music, you want incense, you want a water birth, you want to keep your placenta. What's a placenta, Mo? People that have kids. I'm like, when you give birth, the doctor's still there because you're pushing out something else, but we never see it because they take it. It's a whole different story. So a doula is only there to remind you that you have rights, remind you that you can print out a packet, especially per Texas law. And I'm so disappointed with Texas right now. But when you go there, you don't have to accept these injections and all of these things that they want you to do. So that is what a doula is. Now, I can't say to the nurse or doctor, she doesn't want to do this, they don't want to do this. I give them the strength because doctors are intimidating sometimes when you're in that hospital setting. No, you can't get up. No, you can't go walk around. You're pregnant. No, you have to lay on your back. No, we don't. That hurts to lay on your back. We need to be standing up and squatting. So, and the difference between a doula and a midwife is a midwife is medically trained. Doulas were trained to give birth last resort, but medically trained, they have all the equipment and the medical background and the school um, degrees and all of those things. So that's just the difference. So like I'm a traveling doula. So I travel next week. Next month to South Carolina. That's my last birth of this year. We're doing a home water birth. She has a midwife that will be like her hospital thing. And then she has me. So when we're doing this water birth, it's painful. So no, you can do this. You are strong. You are the source. You are the gift. You can do this. And I'm here for her boyfriend as well. You created the seed. Let's jump in. You don't have to stand off if you don't want to. Make sure we're breathing and just to be, healthy and happy.
Mm, I like that. So you talked about the differences in
You
what are
know
the
what?
benefits?
You know what? You just made me think about something. And people ask me, they just assume I want to be a doula.
Okay.
I only became a yoni steam facilitator for information. I'm now a instructor. I have my own course that I teach. Get women certified. I only became a doula for information. That's it. And then now it's like, oh, can you? I'm like, okay, fine. So I never intended to be an active doula. Never, never, never. I just wanted information.
But I love how your story flows and your purpose is just unfolding before you. It's
Yeah,
amazing and it's a beautiful
it
thing.
is. It is. It's emotional sometimes. I'm like,
Mm. I mean, because it's a work, it's a very important work. A son Taylor says, so our ancestors were not midwives, they were doulas. What do you
yes,
think?
they were doula. They were doulas. Um, and you didn't need to go to school. Not saying anything is wrong with that. I appreciate midwives. I love them because they do give doulas jobs. But no, yeah, our ancestors, they were doulas.
Wow. Now, back to this placenta. We just have, hot second. I've had a conversation with someone about this maybe 2 weeks ago. So, with the placenta, I learned that they take it. What actually is the healthy way to deal with the afterbirth? Should they take it, or is there something else that we should be doing and considering at that point?
So this is my these are my thoughts. One, I respect everyone's decision. Make that clear. However, we need, especially as Black women, we should not be giving up our placenta. It is taken. It is, they run tests on it, they sell it, and all these different things. So one, keep your placenta, and this where a doula come in to make sure that the doctor doesn't tear the placenta where you can't use it. Um, and you can take it home. You can leave it attached to your baby, or if you like, look, I don't know anything about that, but I just know I want it. Go plant it, or you can call me, or I could call my mentor, and we could turn that placenta into capsules. It's an entire process, and a lot of people may put it in their shake. They may take it as capsules. I had one customer. She just planted it. She was like, "Well, I don't know. I don't want to do anything else with it. I just know I wanted it," and she made it. She planted it in her backyard. So my mom is 65, and she understands some of what I do, and she's learning. But we were in the car, and she said, "So they just took my placenta?" Like, she was mad. I said, "Yeah, but it's okay, Mom. You didn't know, but that's, I'm here and I can teach women." And she was just going through that birth to be like, "Oh, it makes sense now." So that's those moments I appreciate.
Yes. Oh, this is good. I mean, so much information in a short amount of time. And definitely, if you want to know more about Mo and what she offers, tell them where to find you.
So you can find me on Instagram, motivate underscore your room, or just type in motivate your womb, and the all purpose doula Mo. And then on Facebook it's the same, motivate your womb. If you're in the Dallas DeSoto area, come to the Grow DeSoto Market in DeSoto, Texas. Motivate your womb, the Healing Center. I'm for men, women, kids, and all families.
Mm. All right. India Dion says, Mo, you are the bomb.
Thank
I
you.
I agree. All right, we didn't talk about the men. Yikes. I forgot because I saw that you had something for the men and you talked about the yoni steams. And not to leave y'all out. We had one person that was watching, but drop a little something for the men. What are they doing to take
So,
care?
to give thanks to my Black men, I wanted to create something that's an all-in-one packet. Men need love too, supplements. All herbs you'll take two a day. This will help to boost your energy, your stamina, boost your testosterone. Because just like how women deal with vaginal dryness, men deal with erectile dysfunction. So I put a little aphrodisiac in there to help you go into boost your confidence. And a lot of wives and girlfriends call me and say, "Mo, they can't take these supplements anymore."
They work.
They work and they sell out. I never keep them in. They have to pre-order these days.
Got it. Got it. All right. So leave us with three things to take away. Maybe something that you said to reiterate, maybe something a part of the conversation that we didn't get to. But yeah, leave us with three important things for taking care of our womb and keeping her happy.
Okay. So three things will be stop explaining, um, touch your womb space in your vagina, and do a weekly check-in. What have I done for my vagina and womb space lately?
That's good. Okay. So men's health, we can go to motivateyourwomb.com and you have men's wellness. And we have a question from Misha. All right, before we jump off, we're willing to stay on a few extra minutes. If you all have some questions that I did not ask, because this is knowledge and you have it here, and I would love for you all to take advantage of. So drop those questions real quick if you have them. We have one from Misha. Is there a mix to increase metabolism?
So metabolism won't really be like my specialty, but because I am an herbalist, I make a um, weight loss. I don't make it anymore because people got it confused with me being a weight specialist, and it's not me. But weight and increased metabolism. So I like to use Godu Cola. and a special diuretic to release water weight, and then curb your appetite, but also increase your metabolism. So I have to look. I have so many herbs over. I'm looking over there, so I have to look to see which one I use for that particular one.
I know you don't do that, but I would love some of that. Look,
Okay, I can
is
do
it
that.
available on your store?
No, I took it off because people were getting confused with
Is this too
what
much?
I do.
Mhm.
But I can definitely make you guys some or get a list and I can send out samples. I don't care. I just like making it.
Okay, lovely. So we'll do that. If you want some of the metabolism just for being in our audience today and speaking it with us, DM me your email address and then we'll get that over
Okay.
to Mo. And if we, India Dion, sign me up, she said. And, but that's why she said, and of course, I know that's why you said, I don't do all that. But we thank you. I'm down. And so the same thing with the yoni steaming, so you can get that, right? We can get that
Yeah,
package from
you can
you.
get the yoni steaming. You can get the yoni wash. I make the yoni. This one. This one has chlorophyll in it. I don't make this one. I have a lady that I buy from.
Okay.
And y'all, please do your spiritual cleaning. And you can take a shower. I'm sorry, bath for that.
What's in the wash?
For this one, I make with black soap, almond oil, and aloe vera. And
Okay.
it's the people's favorite. I'm actually discontinuing the other wash that I make. It's popular, but this one, I mean, people just go insane. I just restocked today. It's gonna probably be gone by tomorrow.
Okay. Asan Taylor says we need a speak it package. So
Got you.
yeah, so we'll do that. So DM me your email address and then we can work and put something together, I guess, and go from there. I love it. So if we wanted to have a retreat, you said you're doing that. Do you do private retreats? So if I wanted to do a speak it, reset and renewal, how
Yes.
does that work?
Yeah, so you could just contact me. We can put in a date. The date is the most important thing because, like right now, I'm booked up until the end of the year, but I'm making, squeeze some things and turn some things around. But I'll be traveling to New York in November to teach a class. So if anyone is nearby, they can come. But no, I do private events, and I prefer to do it that way because that way I can have more one-on-one time with you guys. And I'm really a shy person, so if it's public and a lot of people,
That's,
I just don't do well.
that's like your ministry. Well, we appreciate you for coming on, and we have so much information. We are down and into this the speak it packet with the herbs. I haven't done a yoni steam in a long time. Next time I'm in the Dallas area. I mean, the herbs are cool, but I feel like I like the experience of
Yeah.
actually going to the place. So I'm down. Hassan Taylor says, "Speak your
Road
road
trip.
trip." Exactly. But yes, thank you so very much for coming on and blessing us. And I'm just, even just your energy is so calming. And I appreciate this exchange. And it was just a beautiful thing. And we might have to, I don't know, set up something else, these vagina talks. I'm into doing that. So you let me know
Yes, we can
if
do
you want to
that.
come
And
back.
yes, and thank you. First of all, thank you so much. Thank you because a lot of people will not, I'm not everybody's cup of tea. They don't want to hear vagina. They don't want to hear pussy. They don't want to hear any of these reality things of why women are feeling depressed and sad every day. So thank you so much for allowing me to come on your platform to discuss these things that we need to talk about.
Yes, you are very welcome anytime. And they're saying wonderful information. Thank you so much. And as we get ready to wrap up, thank you all for tuning in. Make sure you reshare this episode. We will have it available on youtube.com/Shuli Gibson. It is available. Share with your sister friends and share with your male friends.
Yeah.
And as we know, Ashe, we have the power to speak a thing into existence. We can choose to create or destroy with our words. Choose to create.
Yeah.
And as we leave, I say Ashe.
Ashe. Thank you so much.